Once you do that, it should send you to your catalog and commerce manager. You may land on your overview page, but what we want to do is come down to catalog and then items. And this is where we are going to start plugging in products to your catalog. So let's go ahead and start one. We're going to add items. Now, few ways to do this. The first is to do it manually. That's what we're going to do now. The second way is to use bulk upload. Now, if you have a Shopify store, maybe an Etsy, many of them allow you to export your shop in one of these types of ways, like a Google spreadsheet, for example. And so if you had one of those, you could export it and then upload it right here. Very similar to that page saying where you could just use a like a partnered website and get your products in that way. The last way here is to use your pixel to automatically update the items in your catalog each time someone visits them. Now, this is also not what we are trying to do right now. So we're just going to go here to add manually. All right, now getting started adding products. This is so similar, or it should be, to other websites or builders you've already used where you've uploaded your products. Facebook wants to make it just as simple, so we're going to start right from the top. First thing we're going to do, add images. You can add them one by one just like that, or go ahead to wherever the photos are and you can drag them in bulk this way as well. Notice here how it says that your image needs to be at least 500 by 500 pixels. So make sure your images are suitable. They are going to have this type of requirement, right? Just like other sites you're probably used to uploading your products on. All right, now moving on to the title. This is where you're going to use the same keywords on your website or any other shop. You could literally go ahead and copy and paste it. So this is like a, green emerald, diamond setting ring, something like that. And spelling is off. Now onto description, where we may come out with an opening line like add to your jewelry collection this beautiful emerald sparkling ring. And then we may put some more details, right? Like it's size 6 or 12 diamond setting. Maybe this is like a white gold, and etc. So this is where again you could kind of copy and paste your details in here. I'm just trying to brush through this quick. I don't want to take up your time filling in all this details. Price, you understand this. Any conditions, so you can sell refurbished items or used items here as well. Make sure to put that in there accurately. Website link, this is where you can put in the link if you are going to send them to your website instead of collecting that payment on your Facebook or Instagram shop. Brand, straightforward. If you're reselling a different brand's product, you're going to go ahead and put that in here. So if you were selling, maybe this ring was by K Jewelers or something, for example. Content ID. Now, let's talk about this for a second. You do not need this. It is optional, but something that you are going to be able to do if you add a unique content ID, like for example, your product SKU number or some other identifier that you use for your system, like an order number or something. When you do this to the product level, what Facebook then can do is link the product to when it was viewed, and then in advertising, say in remarketing, it can remarket the specific products that were viewed. Another name for this is called like dynamic creatives, dynamic advertising, where it's pulling that info and serving it to them because it knows, right? Quick note here too, notice how it says if you want to retarget more people through Facebook ads, right? Why is it saying more? Well, because technically all your products, especially if they're linked to your website, should be integrated and connected, and Facebook can connect them. But like it or not, because of customers' past and their interactions, their cookies, their website times, how they're just engaging with your overall business, it's missed. It's not clear cut. It's not perfect. And so only a percentage of people who are viewing your products will be able to be remarketed to because codes weren't broken, their session times were, still going on, and that allowed them to then be remarketed to. So you can make sure it'll always work by adding these content IDs, because that's just like that extra form of tracking that Facebook needs to connect them 100%. But in order to do that, you are going to need to have something like a content ID, a SKU, and order number on that. So if you have it, go ahead, add it in, and go to next. Then it's going to ask you to choose your display option. If you want it visible to buyers, go ahead and turn visibility on. And availability, a little bit different because it has to do with stock. So you could still display it, but it may be out of stock. If it is, then you turn that off. But if it is in stock, then it's also available, visible and available, okay? Once you have that set, click next. Then it's going to ask if you want to create variants. Now, these are not variants like you'll have two different kinds of the same product and then you'll kind of A/B test which performs better. This is not that type of variant. This is like if you offer a product that has many different kinds, like different sizes or colors or patterns. If your product has a variant, you're going to want to add those, right? So if you're going to add it for just this item, you're going to be able to add the variants here, right? And you're going to be able to choose the colors and differences, and you'll even be able to add pictures as well. If this itself that you were adding was a variant of an item already in your catalog, then you would be clicking this, and it would just be making a variant to the one that you would choose. And if you don't have any variants, you can obviously skip this step, okay? So fill it in if you do have them, or skip if you do not. When you're done, come here, you click finish, and it's going to set up the product in your catalog. You can add another item if you wanted, but we're going to go ahead, close, and boom, here it is. You can see the product that I just added. So the idea now is to go ahead and add in your products. Make sure all the titles, the descriptions, the prices, the shipping info, that everything is correct. Also keep in mind, if you already have a store on a different platform that allows you to either integrate with Facebook to upload your products or to export the data so that you can upload your products, do that. That's going to be so much easier and quicker. No reason to rebuild everything. You can just export or integrate the store you already have into all the products. That would be much easier for you. And how you would do that again is instead, when you'd come to add items, instead of adding a product manually like we did, remember, you do the bulk upload.